No, you won't. Brian Westbrook joining us now. Brian, let's start with you. Will the Bills be contending in the AFC for years to come after what you saw this season?
Good morning, Jenna. You know what? I think they will. And it really all starts with your head coach, Sean McDermott, a guy that I spent some time with in Philadelphia, a man with great character and integrity. And he's brought that character and culture to the Bills locker room. And I think that's going to be a big part of their sustained success. Another thing that I think is great for the Bills is that thus far they've been able to hold on to their coordinators. Brian Daboll, their offensive coordinator, as well as Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator. They're still going to be there next year unless they get a coaching job here in the next couple of weeks. And having that continuity with your play caller is huge as far as moving forward, as far as the success of your football team. Last but not least, you got a young quarterback in Josh Allen on a rookie contract, and we saw how much better he got from last year to this year. He understands the value of the offseason and the ability to get better in that offseason. And so because of those reasons, I think that this team certainly will be contending for a long time in the AFC. But, Brandon, I want to ask you this, because this is what I believe. I saw a team, and Nick, you'd probably be able to answer this as well. I saw a team in the Buffalo Bills standing across the field from the Kansas City Chiefs, and I had to believe that they were thinking that they're not on the same level as the Kansas City Chiefs right now. And it's my belief that it's sometimes when it takes you losing in games like this for you to be able to win these games, to be able to see how much further you need to be and how much further you need to go in these games. And because of all those things, I think that the Buffalo Bills will be contenders in the AFC for years to come.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about everything. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. But there's two major things that they need to get over the hump. One, they just need to have that one type of moment, whether it was the game that they just lost, maybe it's next year they go on a run where they built this confidence, where they believe they can be on the same field with the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a difference between stepping on the field with teams that you know you should be or teams that you know, like, man, they're just next level. Every year we played Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, we went out there, it was like, man, that team is just different. Those guys are just different. So they need to build up a psyche to where when they go out there, they think that they belong. And the second thing, and you would appreciate this, B, they need a running game. Like Coach Daboll, I love Coach Daboll, but if they develop a running game, it is lights out for everybody else in the AFC. We're talking about Aaron Jones is out there, Chris Carson. I will give Chris Carson the biggest bag ever because what he'll do for this offense. And then you also have Le'Veon Bell. I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I know he chose the Chiefs over the Bills, but he's a guy that I may bring in. I may bring in Chris Carson and Le'Veon Bell. If they do those two things with everything that you said, B, Nick, I truly believe this team will be here not only for 1 year, but for years to come, like Jenna asked.
I also like Chris Carson. I don't know that I'd be hesitant to give a ton of money to almost any running back, but I also like Chris Carson as a player. This is a little awkward, and I'm not hating on the running back. Sorry, Brian. And it's a little unprofessional of me because I'm at home, doing the show. But there's a whole group of people like 10 feet from me. I hope they're not being too loud because I look over, I'm like, oh, is that the 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars? Oh, hi, guys. That's the 2017 Minnesota Vikings, too. Oh, there's the 2016 Atlanta Falcons and the 2015 Arizona Cardinals. They're all having a nice little party. Wait, the door just opened. Oh, the 2020 Buffalo Bills just walked in. It's a whole group of conference finalists never to be seen again. It's like, oh, no, this is the new era. We're here to stay. No, you're not. You're actually going to be back in the wilderness. You had a nice magical run, and now we're done with you. And so here's the situation, Wilds, for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's going to go from $6 million to $46 million, something like that. Cole Beasley, God love him, MC Cole Beasley, just had the greatest season of his career. He's turning 32. Their best offensive lineman's a free agent. And they do currently have both of their coordinators, but one or probably both of those guys are head coaches within the next couple of seasons. And you add to that, the whole division's getting better. Your Patriots aren't going to be bad again. There's no chance. They're going to have a quarterback. The
Facts.
Dolphins, either Tua, I think Tua's going to take a leap this year getting healthier, but maybe they have Deshaun. Just seems like Deshaun Watson's going to play for one of the teams in the division. And so the division gets tougher, your quarterback gets more expensive, you hang a little too much with Blake Bortles and the 2017 Jags, and all of a sudden you suffer a similar fate. So I am not yet ready, Wildes, to say they are going to be contenders for years to come.
Okay, well, I appreciate you doing the show with us because I know you have a lot of entertaining to do. It feels like you have about 300 people in your apartment right now. I'll go a different way. I think Josh Allen can be great, but Brian, the bar is so low right now of just a team that knows in general what they're doing. Like, hey, can we print up the media guides next year? The Buffalo Bills can say yes. Their opponents, most of their opponents I'm about to read off for next year, have no clue what they're doing. My beloved Patriots, do we know who's going to be on the media guide? No. How about the Jets? Hey, should we put Justin Fields on there? Should we put Sam Darnold? Should we mock up someone Deshaun Watson? They don't know. They're out. How about the Dolphins? Oh, we love Tua, except we also love Ryan Fitzpatrick, and we also love Deshaun. Don't know what they're doing. Colts literally don't know what they're doing, don't have a quarterback. They're out. Texans, they're just going to put a picture of a dumpster on fire for the media guide, say, here you go. Boom. Jacksonville knows what they're doing, but they're a terrible team. How about the other team? The Falcons, Arthur Blank, the owner of the team's like, I don't know, Julio, Matt Ryan, leave it blank, maybe just put the Falcons logo on there. The Steelers, Big Ben, is he retiring? I don't know, he might, don't know. And then the Saints, they also don't know what they're doing. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of their opponents next year have no clue what they're doing. So I'm not saying that Josh Allen needs to be a world beater, but the Buffalo Bills do have the consistency that reminds me of the Patriots in the AFC East when we look around like, you guys don't know what you're doing.
You know what? You're right. The strength of schedule does matter, and continuity on that staff and the players that they have on that team certainly matters. I agree with you, Kevin. You got to look at the schedule. You got to look at who they play. But getting all their guys back is going to be huge as far as looking at their team now and what they'll be able to do in the offseason. They came up short this season. They'll have to build a lot in order to win next year, and I think they're willing to do it and able to do that as well.
All right, we got to set the NFL